Hello everyone, I'm from blankarray. In this video, I'm going to show you a simple but useful automation I built with n8n. The idea is very simple. Instead of manually entering every expense into Google Sheets, I can just send a picture of a receipt or invoice to a Telegram bot. The workflow automatically download the image, analyze it with Gemini, extract the important information, checks if receipt was already processed, save the expense into Google Sheets, and finally send me a summary back in Telegram. Now, I'll show you how the workflow works, and after that we'll test it live. The workflow starts with the Telegram receipt trigger. Every time I send a new message to the bot, this node receives it. Then we move to normalize Telegram input. This node prepares the information we need from Telegram. For example, it stores the chat ID so the workflow knows where to send the final response. It also stores the message ID, which we will use later to prevent duplicate receipts. And it captures the image and the caption if one is included. After that, we have a simple condition called has received image. This checks whether the user actually sent an image. If there is no image, the workflow stops and sends a message asking the user to send a clear receipt photo. If there is an image, we continue to the next step. Now, we reach the receipt analysis part. First, the download receipt image node. Download the original image from Telegram so we can process it inside the workflow. Then, we have prepare receipt analysis. This node prepared the instruction we sent to Gemini. I ask Gemini to extract important information from the receipt, such as the merchant, the receipt date, the currency, total amount, the tax, the payment method, and the invoice number, and even the product detected on the receipt. I also ask Gemini to return a confidence score. That is useful because I don't want the workflow to automatically trust every AI result. After that, the actual receipt image is sent to the AI receipt analyzer. Gemini read the receipt and return the information in a structured format that the rest of the workflow can use. After Gemini analyzes the image, we don't save the result immediately. First, it goes through parse and validate receipts. This node checks and cleans the AI response. For example, if the total is missing, the data is unclear, or the confidence score is too low, the receipt is marked as need review. This means the expense can still be stored, but we know that the extracted information should be checked manually. Before saving the expense, we also need duplicate protection. The workflow check Google Sheet to see if the same Telegram message has already been processed. For this, I use the Telegram message as a simple unique identifier. If the receipt has already exists, the workflow does not save it again. Instead, the bot sends me a message saying that the receipt was already processed. If the receipt is new, the workflow continues to the storage step. Now we reach the storage step. The save expense to Google Sheet node store all structured information inside my expense sheet. As you can see, I have column for things like receipt ID, merchant type, category, currency, total, tax, payment method, confidence, add need review. So every receipt automatically become a clean row inside Google Sheet. I don't need to manually copy any information from the receipt. Now, let's test the full workflow. I have this receipt from Marjan. Instead of reading the receipt and entering everything manually, I'm just going to send the image to my Telegram bot. Now, we can see the workflow starts automatically. Telegram receives the image. Then, the receipt is downloaded and sent to Gemini. Gemini analyzes the image and extracts the important information. After that, the workflow validates the result and checks that the receipt has not already been processed. Now, if we open Google Sheets, we can see that a new expense has been added automatically with the merchant, the date, the currency, the amount, the category, and the rest of extracted information. And at the same time, I received this summary directly in Telegram. So, from one received image, I now have a structured expense saved automatically without any manually typing. And finally, that's the complete smart receipt and expense tracker built with n8n, Telegram, Gemini, and Google Sheets. If you like practical AI automation project like this, I'll be sharing more workflow in the next video. Thank you for watching this. That was Var from blankarray.